A few days ago, Philippe Tremblay, Ubisoft's director of subscriptions, was quoted as saying, "It's about feeling comfortable with not owning your game." GameMasters here, and some of the more popular Ubisoft games are the Far Cry series, Assassin's Creed, Watch Dogs, among others. Of course, they are available for both major platforms, PlayStation and Xbox, and as well as PC. But the just mentioned quote is part of a larger statement. It reads, "One of the few things we saw is that gamers are used to, a little bit like DVDs, having and owning their games. That's the consumer shift that needs to happen. They got comfortable not owning their CD collection or DVD collection. That's a transformation that's been a bit slower to happen in games. As gamers grow comfortable in that aspect, you don't lose your progress. If you resume your game at another time, your progress file is still there. That's not been deleted. You don't lose what you've built in the game or your engagement with the game. So it's about feeling comfortable with not owning your game." So what does this mean? Well, simply put, Ubisoft is attempting to push their business model to a subscription service in which you will rent your games. If they have it their way, you'll no longer pop onto Amazon and buy a physical disc. You'll no longer go to GameStop and do a pre-order for a physical disc. Instead, Ubisoft will want you to pay either $8 a month, which will get you access to a selection of their classic games, only on PC, by the way, at least at the time of this recording. And it looks like there's a library of about 47 games in this tier, or for $18 a month, you'll get access to, and I quote, "most premium editions from day one." But again, it's for PC. It looks to be just over 140 games that you can play. This package also includes some select games that you can play either via Amazon's Luna Gaming or via Xbox. I guess PlayStation fans are just out of luck here. So for $18 a month, sure, you'll have access to 140-ish games at any time, and your save games will last forever, but you'll never own any of that. You're simply going to be renting. And what happens when they decide to retire a game? What if I prefer to play on the PlayStation? Because of this news, the questions that many gamers have, and the mostly limited to PC platform and the lack of clear answers, it is speculated that that is why we saw Ubisoft stock price drop from $4.46 a share on the day that Tremblay made that statement to $4.29 a share at the time of recording this video. That's only a 17-cent drop, but that's a 3.9% decrease, and that's still pretty impactful. I'm not a fan of subscription services. I don't like having to keep up with a monthly payment beyond what I'm already forced to, and it's getting out of hand. Did you know that Circle K, its gas station, has a monthly subscription for $10 a month in which you can go in and get one dispensed drink per day? That sounds like a good deal, but seriously, are you really drinking that much sugar in any given month? That's just not healthy for you. I cut my cable bill. I was paying over $200 a month for that. I went to a Roku device, paid up a one upfront cost, and now I have hundreds of channels for free. Yes, I have a month-to-month payment that I make on my internet service, and while I'm not thrilled at that, they're at least providing to me a service that I personally can see some value in. And that's part of my gripe with D&D Beyond and their digital content. While they currently do not have a subscription tier for specifically their books, I can see a day where that's going to happen. Pay X dollars a month to have access to their entire library. But still, I'm a tangible person. I like to pick up, flip through, fondle, and feel the pages of the books, write in the margins if I feel so compelled to, and know that at the end of the month, what I spent on that book isn't going to come due again if I want to flip through it again next month. And I don't have to worry about it becoming legacy content with that being removed from the platform. I don't have to worry about it unknowingly breaking a terms of service and having my entire account banned and thus losing access to everything. For Ubisoft to come out and say gamers should feel comfortable in not owning their games, that's a rabbit hole that I can only see other publishers trying to go down as well. I am, however, 100% comfortable in not owning any more Ubisoft games if that's what it boils down to. Now, I purchased these Assassin's Creed games, and I can play them anytime I want without having to worry about paying $18 a month just to do so. Hell, I can even resell these if I want to recoup some of the costs, or I can trade them for something else, or if I'm feeling nice, I can simply just give them away to someone. But you can't do that with something that you rent. Now take all of that and then throw in that you're paying a monthly fee to pay, but then what happens if your internet goes out during an ice storm or a down line? Or what if you live in an area where the internet's just not very fast? Like if you have satellite internet, for example, where it can take up to hours upon hours just to download a 2 gig file. No, I'm not a fan of this subscription deal from Ubisoft, and I certainly do not want and will not ever get comfortable with not owning my game. But I fully understand that I may be in the minority here. I'm likely not their target audience. You know, the guy that has a job and can buy their product. Yeah, I'm likely not their target audience. But what say you? Am I missing something bigger? Is subscription the way to go? Help me fill in the gap on what I'm missing and let me know down in the comments. Talk to me. How much further can subscription services go? What are some services that you feel we have no choice but to subscribe to? What are some things that you'd be thrilled about if they went to a subscription service? Likewise, what are some things you'd be thrilled about if they stopped being a subscription service? You could just buy it outright. Again, talk to me down in the comments, and until next our paths cross, have fun playing the games that you own.